Some foreigners that are coming over and taking our jobs, yeah, and not even working. And they're working.
They take our jobs if they're not working?
Because they do it.
Some foreigners come over here, they take our jobs, and they are not even working. So this is an Englishman speaking. So I need an English teacher to explain to me what he means by that. That foreigners come to their country, take over their jobs, and the same foreigners who are taking over their jobs are not even working. So as we all know what is happening currently in Britain, there's a lot of chaos going on. What we are hearing is a young melanated boy, 17 or 18 years boy, who has mental problem, when an unalive non-melanated children, unfortunate innocent children, unalive them. And because of that, the EDL, the English Defense League, if you don't know what is English, the EDL, the English Defense League is about, they are a racist organization or a racist group supported by some politicians in Britain. They are like the KKK in America or the Nazis in Germany. So that is what they represent, their ideologies, and they are so-called nationalists. So they just took over because this is what they have been waiting for. They just took over the unfortunate incident, and they are out there vandalizing, looting foreigners' businesses, vandalizing their properties and stuff like that, and then demonstrating, and then anti-immigrant demonstrations all over the major cities in England as we speak now. But my point of doing this video is that there is one particular demonstration that I saw an African person, an African man in this demonstration also calling for immigrants to leave Britain. And he said something which I also need education about it. He said on that video that the indigenous people, I don't know, did he say we the indigenous people or with the indigenous people? Until you guys take time out of your busy schedules, watch it and educate me what he meant by that. So I'm going to show you the full video. But before we do that, please don't forget to share what we are doing. One African Mission. We are One African Mission. We are missionaries, and our mission is all about the unification of the African continent and the dignity of our race. We normally don't go outside of Africa to do videos, but for this one, Britain is one of our colonial criminals. So that is why we are showing interest in this particular issue. So please let us go and watch the full video.
British first, foreigners second. Having to know that, look, we love this country. Anybody who comes to this country, he has to respect the values, the people, and then abide the laws.
What are the values? What are those values that you want people to respect?
Yeah, I'm talking about the religious values. This country is a Christian country. It's not a Muslim country. They want to take over. It's not fair to give free houses for people who haven't even contributed a penny into the system. We the indigenous people working our pay taxes.
Yeah, so this man is talking about, he said something, that is, he said we the indigenous people. Did he say we the indigenous people or with the indigenous people? If somebody can educate me. Because for what I can see, this man is not even an English person. He's not even British, because this man was not even born in Britain. His accent is like a Ghanaian. So he's saying that it's not fair on the English or the British that foreigners will come to their country. And then, you know, all his argument is based on religion. And this is what we are talking about, colonial, spiritual colonization of the African mind. He is not thinking about anything. He hates his own people purposely because of religion. He doesn't like foreigners because of religion. So he's out there protesting. He joined the protest against foreigners, which he himself is an immigrant in Britain. But he joined the protest purposely because, according to him, Britain is an Christian nation, and Muslims are coming to take over the country. But I want to show you this video about an English person talking about the God or the religion of Britain, contrary to what this man is saying. Let us watch the video.
The Celts, all immigrants,
They built this country. So your argument really isn't it's our country, it's who's been here the longest. And if we're going to get into that debate, have a look into the Cheddar Man, one of the oldest found human inhabitants of this island, a hunter-gatherer. He had brown skin. So if you're getting into who's been here the longest, it's going to get a bit sticky for you. Next, religion. So if you're arguing that this is a Christian country, what you need to remember is this were a pagan country for a hell of a lot longer than it's been a Christian country. So Christianity were a forced religion. So if you're complaining about Islam taking over, you should be worried about Christianity taking over back then. So the Christian God isn't an English God, but the pagan God, Woden, was an English God. So you want to celebrate a foreign God, but you won't accept Islam in the land, but you turn your back on an actual English God, Woden. So to
Yeah, so contrary to what this African immigrant, brainwashed religious fanatic who joined this protest, who doesn't know his left nor his right, joined this protest in the name of England being a Christian country. This English guy is telling him, is educating him and people who are propagating this so-called Christian something, that England wasn't a Christian country before. For thousands and thousands of years, they were a pagan country. Until today, they are still a pagan country because most of the things that they do is still paganism. And according to him, their original God, before they were colonized, they were also colonized by the Romans and were given a Catholicism. Before they were also colonized, they used to be they used to have their own god, which they used to call Woden. Woden. That is the English people god. So for an African, it's so mind-boggling that people are doing their demonstration. It got nothing to do with you. You are just an immigrant, just like any other person. You join the demonstration and you are talking about they are given. This is the propaganda that these Nazis, this KKK, this EDL, English Defense League, hooligans. This is the propaganda that they are using, that they are giving immigrants free housing, free what, free, and then he bought into that because his man is he's out of his mind. He's been brainwashed in the name of religion to the extent that he can stand up to defend anything against or anything in favor of his religion. And this is the dilemma of the African. This man, if you had called him to come out and protest for Congo as an African, he will not come out. If you ask him to come out and protest for peace in Sudan, in northern Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Somalia, he wouldn't come out, even though he's an African. But he's out there protesting against immigrants, which he himself is one of them, because of Christianity. And then he's saying these immigrants, they come here, they give them free housing, and then they don't even pay tax, forgetting that those immigrants who are migrating to England, what is happening in their country is being caused by the same English. Imagine a Nigerian or a Ghanaian or those from Afghanistan, those from Syria, migrating to England or running to England, because England has caused chaos in their country. And this brainwashed African should have known that. But he wouldn't, because he's been blindfolded by religion. And this is what we are saying as African people. It's hard to talk. But in reality, let us face the reality. Let us talk. Let us face the reality. And come out of this bondage. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, if you appreciate what we are doing, One African Mission, we are on a mission, and our mission is all about the unification of the African continent and the dignity of our race. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One African Mission, and share what we are doing so that together, me and you can bring back our dignity as children of Africa.